The hip over, aka hip slinky, was one of my favorite ways to escape or get a reversal from the bottom position when I wrestled. A lot of folks told me this would not work at the college level, yet all these clips are from when I wrestled in college. It's typically considered bad practice in wrestling if you throw your hips over someone else's, as they can drive into you and catch you to your back, but a lot of people don't understand the difference between these videos and the key detail I'm doing to prevent myself from going to my back. Watch from the start. When I hip over my opponent here, I'm going over their shoulder. I'm not going over his hips. If I go over his hips, then he can drive back into me and throw me to my back. But notice I'm going over the shoulder where he's very weak. You can even see right here his shoulders crunching into his ear. He's completely weak in that area. Next one, once again, over the shoulder, not the hips. If I go over the hips, my partner can drive into me and catch me to my back. I'm going over the shoulder where his arm is stuck in a very awkward Kimura-like position and he has to let go. In this case scenario, when my partner has me or my opponent has me in a crab ride, their hip is down to the mat. Therefore, if I hip over him and I bring my hips on top of his hips, I'm not worried about my hips being loaded up because he's cracked down and broken down to his hip on the mat. If I tried that exact same thing while my partner was running a spiral ride or was up on their toes, it would not end well possibly. Look once again, I'm hipping over the shoulder, right? Not the hip line. We do not want to hip over the hip line when our opponent is on their hands and knees or hands and toes. We want to hip over that hip line when our opponent is broken down. Just like this last clip I showed right here. My opponent's broken down to their hip. It's easy to push that knee down, hips above his, slinky over and catch him. If our opponent is not broken down to their hip, we have to make sure we go over the armpit to ensure safety, that we're not going to get hipped over and get caught on our backs. I was just doing a private lesson this morning with one of my students that's wrestling in high school this year, and here's a clip from the private lesson this morning.
Here, now look, my leg, I want, push it into me, right here. So now when I'm ready to go, I just boom, chop, disconnect the hips, push off that leg, on the head, 180 as you cartwheel. Yes, now start clearing. Yep, hips down.